Okay, hello and welcome to another edition of New Hope Art Gallery featuring Jack Donahue. So, welcome, Jack. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as I would say, I was been in education for a number of 30 years or so, and I used to teach art to the elementary school kids. And I myself was a painter for a good number of years. I would say about serious painter since the 1960s. So the more paintings that we have here today, though, are representative of the early part of this millennium, this century. There are a few surviving pictures that I have done that I have at home. One of 1964, which is in oils, which was the first medium that I used extensively, was oil painting.
And how long did you paint in oils? For some time, or?
I would say at least 15 years or so.
Yeah.
And that was just when acrylics were coming out, and other artists that I knew were beginning to experiment with acrylics, and then there was a great rush to go into that. I didn't go into it, to tell you the truth. I skipped it. For some reason, I didn't like the quick drying of the acrylics.
Yeah, I think once you probably get used to the oil painting and that you can kind of play with it for a while, I find people seem to think that the quick drying, I like it quick drying. So.
Yeah, well, I like to manipulate it too. I found eventually, I took a few life drawing courses in New York City, and I used acrylics because we had to have everything right next to us. And I found that if you use the water, you can quickly you can manipulate the acrylics to like a watercolor.
Mm-hmm.
See, and then what that did, it led me into watercolor all the way, and that's why you see these paintings here.
And these are all watercolors here.
And I like to capture the culture of the day. That is, this represents the food trucks that are in New York City. This being one of them, Sweet Streets, rather Street Sweets, and you can see the various things that they have on this. And this would be.
Let me get a little bit of a close-up. You can kind of see all the writing.
Yeah. And this is something you.
And
could,
did you work just from memory, or was it kind of from a photograph?
This was from a photograph. Yeah, I would have to work from a photograph of these things. Sometimes I do stuff from pure, you want to say pure imagination. I would add things in this, like the colors, the background, the cat, as I pointed out earlier, that this is a symbol I sometimes use in my paintings. You will find a small
cat somewhere.
All
right, I'll close. See, we got a little kitty right at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what I like about the watercolors is you can see you can blend these without having it have it jump at you.
How long kind of does it, I mean, once it sort of dries, you still can throw water at it?
Yes,
and
even though it's dry, you can always lift it again. Watercolor always responds to water.
Unless you have to seal then. At the end you
seal?
seal?
You don't seal it.
You don't seal it,
No,
you just
I don't.
cover it.
The glasses you seal it.
Okay.
This one is sort of, believe it or not, this is a mixture. Most of it is watercolor except for the roof. That's copper acrylic.
Oh.
So because I couldn't get that color in watercolors, and this was a better sense of wanting a metal roof.
Okay.
This
the
type
color
of
worked better.
Yeah, in this case,
Oh, there's our little signature kitty.
Where the kitty is right here, yes.
Yeah.
And this is dealing with food again, selling food, but I use acrylics when I know that would give me the texture that I want.
Okay.
All right.
And now how long does it take you to do something like this? We're going to move over here. We've got a few more. It depends on the piece. So your cows have been very popular.
Yeah.
Very popular.
There's no cat in this, but
there's no kitties.
No kitty cat. Yes, this was. I noticed that in some of the what do you call it?
Close-up of what's
contests. No, not really contests. When you show your works and people want to judge them.
Oh, jury
show,
shows.
Whatever.
Lots of color relief.
At least in the Taunton Art Association, every time you saw a cow, it won something.
So that was your motivation.
That was my motivation. I said,
and did you win?
yes, I did.
And you did win.
I couldn't believe it.
Folks, is the secret to success. Paint cows.
Paint cows. I never did a cow in my life.
Paint
so I went
cows
online,
and you shall be
actually.
famous.
I went online on how to draw a cow. And it worked.
And
That's
it
all I
worked?
have to say. It worked. I can't draw animals well, at least I didn't think I could. But this instruction on how to draw this, it was very good. It was an excellent way of assisting how to do this. So I made a mother cow and a baby cow.
There you go. Hey, mothers and babies,
They always
wonderful.
work. This one is a woman who is doing her washing the dishes. A very mundane event, but nonetheless, it is something that people do. And I think we'll capture what
And you
she's
wanted to
actually
capture
doing,
that
right.
moment.
And she has her polka dot dress on, her apron, and these were done, I think I did that with a pen.
The lines.
The lines, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Let me try to
watercolor
get a
pen,
little bit
though.
of close-up of your details.
And the mirror over here reflecting, and instead of a cat, or maybe that was more of a dog, as you can see over here. And
You're sneaking in an
sneaking a
occasional
little bit.
dog just to shake it up some. That's good. Keep them guessing.
right.
Yeah, nice.
Though
And-
this took a long time to do. I don't know why. They have and then have to put the glass in, like not the glass of this, but the window glass. You
Oh,
have to
okay.
make
Create it
yeah,
look
a
like
little
it's
bit.
glass.
Yeah, that's tough to do sometimes.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You have to use white for glass looking outside, and you do blue for the mirror. These flashes.
Okay,
So
interesting.
that just one little technique you want to say involved.
And so, I mean, it must be difficult really to layer a watercolor then. I mean, if you, can you layer a watercolor? I guess is the question. Because then if you get it wet again, well, no, I'm not saying that but once it's on that you're just doing,
Well, yeah,
once it's there.
Once
'cause
watercolor is on, it's on.
It's on, because if
you
you try to
cannot-
add anything
you
to
can't
it.
decide, oh, I don't like that.
Okay, you can't really necessarily change the color?
Well, you could work on it, but it's a meaning you got to wet it, and then you got to blot it, constantly blot it. And you have a trouble with what happens, the paper begins to
Gets old.
lose its whatever,
okay.
and fibers, you want to say, and begins to separate.
Yeah.
So you would end up with a hole in the paper, and that's not really...
Yeah, see, that's what probably keeps me from doing watercolors, because I like to slather and get stuff everywhere.
One technique with watercolor, and same with acrylic actually, is if you take them when they're still moist, if you want to make a different effect, you shake salt on them, or sugar,
Yeah.
or even saccharin, or any of those, then the crystals, when it's still wet, will give a modeling effect.
Really?
And since salt has a particular shape, square, and sugar has a different shape, it does a different effect when you do it on the thing.
Oh, okay.
Just a little technique.
Yeah.
And I love sparkles, by the way.
You
So
do.
None of these do.
Yeah.
None of these have sparkles.
You're known for glitter like I am.
But yes, I just love it.
I've always said if a painting doesn't contain glitter glue, it's just
something
not.
wrong with
There's something wrong with that, seriously. But so
that-
then now, so are we going to have with the acrylics you're doing? What's the goal? Are you going to do a series of work with the acrylics now? Are you going to change your theme? Are you going to kind of keep working from whatever sort of?
Well, right now, I've actually, believe it or not, even though I made critiques about people who do lighthouses all the time,
You're doing a lighthouse.
I'm doing a lighthouse
Oh,
series.
those words come back to bite us, don't they?
They sure do.
Yeah, I get.
But everybody likes them. That's all they.
Cows and lighthouses, folks. You
It's
have
so
it.
easy to do.
That's
Maybe
it.
that's why.
How about maybe you could do maybe a lighthouse with a field and cows in the field around the
No, I don't
lighthouse?
I think what I would like to try though, I like this. It's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Just to get me back into a groove.
Yeah.
But I really would like to do some sort of type of abstract with people.
Yeah.
Now, how that will come out, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I want to try it anyway.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You just sort of, I like to sort of jump off and throw myself in and see what happens
I
sometimes.
just think some of your paintings are really outstanding. the sailboat one you just recently. Really
Yeah,
was-
that's kind of that. Well, thank you. It does. Yeah, that's kind of a different style for me. I'm sort of very between the lines. It's my design and architecture background. I feel guilty if I'm not, and so it's been interesting. It's growth. It's doing something that you're not used to, and sometimes you're not sure that you're going to like it, but it always sort of ends up. It's growth, and it's good.
Yeah.
Whatever you do differently is good.
I like that very much.
Yeah, good. So now and so you've just closed another season of Jack Donahue that you do with Daryl.
That's right.
And I hear the scuttlebutt around town is it's going to be bigger and better, possibly, in all year, maybe. If you
No, we hope to have it. And we hope to have it in operation sometime in the fall.
okay,
And it would be a regular store. You want to say
a regular gallery, open regular
gallery
hours.
rather than,
Yeah, kind of maybe like a co-op kind of a thing with people.
Yeah, we've already approached a few people who are very interested in doing
Yeah,
this.
good. Well, I think it's needed, and
In Taunton, it is needed.
it really is needed there. And you guys have done such a great job with with the space now. And so it'd be nice to see you kind of move on to something.
Bigger and better things.
Well, wouldn't say better, bigger, but
Well,
I think
all
it's
right,
nice. It's
bigger and greater. How about that?
yes. Well, you've got a great spot, but it is limited on size and
Yeah, and accessibility.
yeah. So
This, I think if it's something downtown is what we're looking at, and it would help turn around downtown.
yeah.
From
Plus, it would be another nice option for
Yeah.
people to be showing their work out in
in
a
the
space.
city itself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us,
Well,
and we're glad you're part of our gallery. Jack and
I am
Daryl
too.
have been showing since the very beginning. They're in almost every show, I think. I don't think you've missed one show with us.
I don't think so either.
But
My
we,
pleasure, believe me.
yeah, we're going to continue this show is up till March, but we're looking forward to some bigger.